No need to strive for anything. When the mind chases desires, one must strive to attain one-pointedness. Instead, concentrate the mind in the higher mind. Meditation is an integral part of sadhana, or spiritual practice. Nityananda spoke of meditation as a focused concentration, the merging of mind into wisdom, the look within. The goal is bringing the mind to perfect one-pointedness. Achieving this goal tests all the faculties of the seeker. The mind must be stilled and drawn away from desire. The breath must be harmonious and ultimately become single. The awareness must reach inside to come in touch with and observe the action of the Kundalini Shakti. Like milk being boiled, the vital breath in the Sushumna channel is heated by intense faith and discrimination and led toward the Sahasrara chakra, the still point at the top of the head. As the Kundalini power crosses each subtle energy center, properties of the energy that evolves as the world changes. Then, as a natural result of the awakening of the inner transforming power, the Kundalini Shakti rises through the chakras to join and merge into the heart space. The love and happiness that then arise within us dissolve all the various tensions and superficial desires and satisfy our deepest needs. With a full heart, the mind can become still and one-pointed on the power of the divine presence. This is the merging of the individual into the universal and transcendent that Nityananda consistently called the most important purpose of our presence on this earth. To merge heart to heart and spirit to spirit with the Guru in the field of supreme Shiva Shakti frees a human being from all mechanistic thinking and from the bonds of cause and effect. This is the union of the individual and the divine. Fulfillment is possible only when you merge with this pure heart. There, all idea of you and I disappears. In the sky of the heart is liberation, love, and devotion. Liberation is the clear, luminous recognition that our mind, emotions, and the physical body are nothing more than extensions of the supreme mantra of God, Om, that pulsates silently everywhere and always at once. Everywhere we look, inside and outside, we experience nothing but the extraordinary clarity, beauty, and the power of the Supreme Self. It is eternally pulsating, creating, absorbing, and manifesting yet again as ourselves, the world, and all that is. This is simply the fundamental expression of its absolute freedom to do whatever it wants, an expression of its supreme freedom and its incredible joy. Sat Chit Ananda. In all places and in every age, there are many good people who seek spirituality, who have spiritual understanding, and who have some positive concerns for humanity. Yet in any age, there are only a few people, rare and great beings indeed, who can communicate the highest transcendent state of consciousness to other human beings, and who dwell in that state while still functioning in this world as ordinary, though possibly eccentric human beings. Nityananda was such a rare and gifted being. And because he spoke from a state of complete self-awareness, his spiritual presence flows through his words. By becoming aware of the ongoing pulsation and remaining aware of it every day, the mind itself becomes a mantra. Whatever is spoken in that state is sacred, pure, and uplifting. In that state of Omkar, the sounds that come and the way they are articulated and joined to form images is something mysterious and magical, a manifestation of the freedom of our innate, pure consciousness. Nityananda's words came from that state. They inspire us to open our minds and hearts to the extraordinary creative energy that permeates our lives, and to experience, recognize, and appreciate the miracles that happen to us. Nityananda always said, "When the disciple calls with love, I am there." For people who are willing to open their eyes and hearts, Nityananda is a symbol of the enduring, ever-present power of the divine in the world. This dynamic spiritual presence has the power to transform lives, to relieve suffering, to grant freedom from poverty and disease, and most importantly, from hard-heartedness. For when you are filled with this power, then even in the most simple circumstances of life becomes an experience of complete fulfillment and happiness. Our lives become an act of service expressed in a state of detachment. As we begin directing our lives toward the recognition of that supreme creative power that is our essence, then we speak, think, and act from that power. Our lives are in perfect harmony, perfect balance, perfect union with the power of life. Nityananda, as his name means, is the eternal bliss, felt that such a life of perfect union was possible for everyone. This is perhaps what impresses me most about his sutras, the simple and total availability of that supreme state to anyone who sincerely seeks it. The goal of Nityananda's teaching, and the single most important thing each of us can do with our lives, is to recognize the creative power within us and dissolve the mind into it. It is clear from these sutras that for Nityananda, this supreme highest state is neither the privilege of special birth nor the exclusive property of some special class of beings. It is available to everyone. The simple purity, the joy, and the extraordinary communion with the divine that are the outstanding characteristics of Nityananda's life and presence are accessible to everyone. Thousands of people, sometimes tens of thousands a day, had the opportunity to experience and participate in the divine presence that was Nityananda. Yet how many took away something great and enduring from it? Not nearly as many as were there, but Nityananda made it accessible to everyone. There were no barriers, and thus it is up to each of us. Through our devotion, love, and diligence, we can grow in our understanding of the simple and perfectly full state that is the field of our individual life and the field of all experience. The greatest treasure in the whole world is hidden inside each of us. And while we may never be successful in the worldly sense, this treasure we can definitely find. Seeking that treasure is a good thing, but finding it is better. It is up to you. A final pearl from Nityananda about how one should keep one's mind. It should be like a lotus leaf, which though in water, with its stem in the mud and the flower above, is yet untouched by both. Similarly, the mind should be kept untainted by the mud of desires and the water of distractions, even though engaged in worldly activities. Then Just as the stalk, stem, and leaf, when properly cultivated and not disturbed, will culminate in the lotus blossom, similarly, if the detached mind and faith in the Satguru or God incarnation are firmly established in the lotus of the heart and never allowed to wax or wane with happiness and difficulties, grace will be invoked. There are various tests to which a devotee is subjected. They could be of the mind, of the intellect, of the body, and so on. A number of such tests are there. In fact, God is conducting tests all the time. Every occurrence in life is a test. Every thought that crops up in the mind is in itself a test to see what one's reaction will be. Hence, one must be always alert and aloof, conducting oneself with a spirit of detachment, viewing everything as an opportunity afforded to gain experience, to improve oneself, and go on to a higher stage. Desires are the only cause of sorrows in this world. Nothing is brought into this world, and nothing can be taken. Everything that happens automatically by the will of God.